Ramblin Man here. Now, um, the reason I'm really called Ramblin Man is just really because I just like to ramble and talk to my wife. My wife's always like, "Wow, you should really be called Ramblin Man," because I just things go through my head and I like to talk about them. And if no one's going to listen, I'll talk to myself. It's okay. But the part this morning, so I woke up and I woke up early, and it's still early. So I figured, hey, why not make a little video because I'm just the things I'm thinking about. As I'm getting older, I start thinking about retirement and things, and how things are so different from the old. Back in the day, you'd have everyone is at a job for 30 years, you get a pension, you retire. Now it's like people are having to make their own way as far as like, okay, I gotta set up a 401k, maybe I get a Roth IRA, I can invest here and here. And I have a friend, and uh, he's amazing. He always says, try to diversify. You want to make sure you have 4 or 5 or more sources of income, because if one of those fails, you're still getting paid. And totally agree. Totally agree. It's hard in today's society. No matter what you get paid, people talk about all the time um, that I don't get paid enough. Well, even if you got paid enough, I promise you'll find a place to spend it. Because I make a lot more money than I did when I was a lot younger, and still I find myself at times like, man, where did the money go? Because you find a way to spend the money. Everyone does it. It's just one of those things. Now, of course, you have some of those tightwads. They're really good penny pinchers. They have all this stuff in savings. It's great, but I know for the most part, people some people live week to week, month to month, and paycheck to paycheck. It's just hard. Um, so my question for you is, what is your plans for retirement? What does that look like right now? Are you able to save up? What have you been able to put aside? Start when you're young. Um, are you starting now? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I have a couple things. I started late. Let's just be honest. I started late, um, and there's so many little things nowadays with technology that you can save little bits and pieces. I use a thing called Acorns. I don't know if y'all use that. It saves your spare change. It sounds silly, but they always tell you put change in a jar. Well, I don't really carry money with me, but now they can do it for you, and it's does quite a bit of saving, honestly, because you don't realize how much you spend, and so every time you use that card, it saves money for you. Um, and I've done some investments, some small stuff, nothing big. But I think the biggest step for someone, if they're looking at retirement, is you have to start somewhere. Just start. Just start. Um, so I ask you, when did you start preparing for retirement? Because if you haven't already, you should start now. What did you do, and what are some tricks and things that you've seen that have really helped you, and or just things that good practices. So if you wouldn't mind letting me know what your good practices are and share with everyone else, that way everyone can see kind of um, what it is they need to do. Because sometimes the biggest step is the first step, because it's scary. Um, when you're a kid and you're younger, you don't think about this stuff because your parents, grandparents, they're the ones like, oh, I'm retiring. You're like, oh, that just means I get to stop working. No, it's not how it works. You have to actually plan ahead for the future. So let me know where you stand on that. What are some tips you have for me or others listening to this video? And is it something you're really worried about and scared about, or you're just like, I got this? So I know no one's going to come help you. No one's going to do it for you. So I like to have some good tips in my bag, good tools in my toolbox in order to get this thing going. So let me know your comments. It'd be great. So subscribe. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Ramblin' Man out.